Hi guys, welcome back to In the Loop. I'm your host, Malori Underwood, and I'm here with Miss Darla. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Awesome. So why don't you go ahead and take this minute and introduce yourself and tell us what you do on campus.
Okay, I am the director of the Student Support Services program and the Student Support Services teacher prep called Project Teach here at Southeastern. Both of those are trio programs that are funded by the U.S. Department of Education.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I understand that Southeastern was just given the ability to participate in the Ronald E. McNair Scholarship Program. Mm-hmm. So what is that going to look like for campus?
So it's a long name. It's the Ronald E. McNair Post-Baccalaureate Achievement Program, and Southeastern will call it the McNair Scholars Program. It is another trio program funded by the U.S. Department of Education that provides support to students who don't traditionally go to graduate school, and we help them as undergraduates prepare for those endeavors.
Awesome. So I understand that there are different aspects to the scholarship, such as mentor programs and internships. What's that going to look like for students who apply?
So students who apply and are accepted into the McNair Scholars Program, they will have access to a scholarship each year. It's $2,800. They will participate in a summer research institute that will consist of workshops and seminars that help prepare them for some of those tasks and skills they need as an undergraduate student. And they'll be paired with and actually get to select a faculty mentor who will help them also develop some of those skills that they're going to need as a graduate student. And I think that's probably the strongest thing. I'm most excited about that because the faculty mentors will really help develop those skills the students will need.
Awesome. So I know there's also a research aspect. So do students get to pick their research project along with their faculty mentor, or is that something the scholarship program does for them?
So initially, the students will kind of walk through what those research processes are and how to develop a self-defined research program for themselves. And before they graduate their senior year, they will be conducting their own self-defined research process.
Awesome. That sounds so interesting. So who is eligible to apply? Is it scholarship specific, or how does that work?
So the students who are eligible to apply for the McNair Scholars Program are students who are first-generation students and low income, or students who are in an underrepresented group of students who are typically not seen in graduate studies. First generation, for people who may not know, are those students whose parents did not complete a 4-year degree or a bachelor's degree. And low income is kind of a moving target because the U.S. Department of Education adjusts those levels every single year.
So what about student athletes or students who work off campus year round? What is this going to look like for them? What's the time constraint on the scholarship program?
I think the biggest time constraint for students will be during the Summer Research Institute, and we're going to do everything that we can to kind of work with the students as they complete their. We don't want them to stop working because you have bills, but athletes, we're going to work with them also to try to get as many sessions available to them where it works around their practice schedule.
That's cool. So why don't you go ahead and explain a little bit about who Ronald McNair was and what he did?
Okay, Ronald McNair was a really interesting guy. He was a NASA astronaut. He had 2 missions to fly with NASA. As a young kid, he was always very interested in obtaining knowledge and understanding. And at 9 years old, he had gone to a segregated. He's African American. Only the second African American to fly in space, or the second African American to fly in space with NASA. But at 9 years old, he had gone to a library in South Carolina and had already read all of the books in the segregated library and went to a whites-only library. The librarian called his mom and the police department, and when they both showed up, he pled his case at 9 years old, and from that day on was able to check out books from that library. What's funny is, to this day, that building is named after him.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. But he kind of broke a lot of barriers. He obtained a bachelor's degree in physics engineering and went on to MIT to graduate magna cum laude with a degree in astrophysics. Wow. And he also obtained 4 more honorary doctoral degrees. Unfortunately, he was one of the 7 crew members in the Challenger space shuttle explosion in 1986, yeah. And he perished in his second mission.
Well, it sounds like he accomplished a lot in his lifetime.
Yeah, he did.
So what would you say makes this scholarship stand out from every other one that Southeastern offers?
So this scholarship, I know that Southeastern offers foundation scholarships. Those scholarships you apply for, there's a lot of those scholarships. The issue with that is they're still competitive. Not everybody who applies will receive a scholarship. With the McNair program, the scholarships that are available will be available to every student in the McNair program. So if you're in the McNair program, you can receive that $2,800 stipend.
Awesome. So I know when y'all are going through picking students, what are y'all looking for in a student, such as like qualities or academic-wise?
We're looking for students who are who first of all meet the eligibility
Yes.
of the program, but have at least a 2.75 GPA. We're looking for students who are interested in pursuing an advanced degree, graduate programs. And ultimately, we're looking for students who want to complete a PhD or an EDD.
Okay, awesome. So I do have one question. The scholarship program, is it for STEM majors only, or can anyone with any major apply?
Well, at one time, the McNair Scholars Program was focusing on and targeting STEM majors, but they have it open to anybody who has a declared major. So anyone who is pursuing a degree, a bachelor's degree at Southeastern, can apply.
Awesome. So what does the application process look like?
The application process involves there's an online application the students will complete. We should have that application available soon on the se.edu website. But you can contact me and I can send you that information. We also have a QR code that you can use to access the application. The application includes a lot of information about the eligibility requirements, of course, but also information about what interests you, what your strengths are, and also you'll have to secure 2 recommendations from faculty members, one at least who is associated with your declared major.
Okay. And so what if students have any questions about the scholarship application? Well, who can they reach out to in order to get that help?
They can contact me. My email address is dellett@se.edu. You can also give me a call. The phone number is 580-745-3306. I can answer any questions.
So when is the deadline for the scholarship? How long do students have to apply?
Well, we're really shooting for a deadline of December the 16th, but we have extended it to January 6th. That is our priority deadline. We'll be accepting applications after that date, but we'll really be intensely focused on those applications that are received by January 6th.
Awesome. So I do have one final question for you, and it can obviously tell you're very passionate about this program. What makes you so passionate about Southeastern in general?
So, funny you should ask. In the building right next door to this building is the biology building, and on the other side of that building there used to be a family housing unit. It was called Vet Village, and I lived there as a young child and spent many hours on campus playing and running around. And in fact, one day my brother told me, if you put magnolia leaves in your shoes, it makes your feet smell better. So anyway, but my father graduated from Southeastern. In fact, he graduated the summer before air conditioning was put in the Montgomery Auditorium.
Oh, wow.
I have a couple of uncles who've graduated, an aunt, my brothers have graduated from here, and lots of cousins. And I think that what aside from that, I think what makes me very passionate about working on this campus, and especially with the TRIO programs, is I work with a population of students who are often overlooked in access to higher education. The first generation students and low income students often are missing a gap. There's a gap that prevents them from completing a bachelor's degree or even beyond that. So helping those students complete or fill that gap and fill that void to obtain a bachelor's degree is something I'm very passionate about, partly because if we all have access to education, we all benefit.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming on today.
Well, thank you.
It was a pleasure having you. We'll catch y'all next time on In the Loop. Bye, guys.